HKD, what is going on? Let's take a look at the charts. I know several of you are probably in it or you're interested in it. You're seeing the hype going around about it. It's had a very nice run. It is pulling back today. What are we looking for? Where's our supports, our resistance? Where would we get interested in this again? Where could it go to? Let's talk about it. This is not financial advice, you know that. But anyway, let's check out what we got going on. Now, we know that there's Wednesday, I believe the lockup period comes to an end. So whenever that comes to an end, could we expect some selling? Yes, I think if we're over the $10 range, I think we could expect some sort of selling. If it's close to that $9, $10 range, I don't know that the selling would be as heavy as if it was considerably higher. So we do have, I guess, that going for us as it's coming down is I think the lower it gets, probably the lower amount of sell-off you're going to get whenever the lockup period ends. And that's one of the pluses. But in the near term, I think most of you would probably make your decision come the end of Tuesday. Close the market period or whatever you want to do at that point. Maybe you've been playing this in and out. That would be the smart thing to do. Hopefully you're not trapped way up there. I don't know what's going to go on. Obviously, it's a very small float, so anything can kind of happen if it wants to be pumped or pushed. It's one of those Chinese stocks. I don't put a whole lot of faith into saying that they would be an investment type of situation. Maybe it is. I don't know anything really about the company or as to why I would want to put my faith into it long term, but we look at it for trade purposes. So let's look at it. Here's my ideal point where my interest would really start coming back into HKD in the very near future, and that's at $19.56. To me, that would bring you back in line with some sort of fib retracement. It fell right through there today. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to hold. So now we have a trend line coming from our lows, just our taps, and it's actually falling through there as well, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. So why could that be? There is a gap down here. I have the box drawn up somewhere in the $14 range all the way down to almost, I don't know, 10 bucks. So you do have a gap down there that it might want to fill. And could it get a little bullish from there again? Yes, it probably could get a little bullish again if it fills that gap in. A lot of times these like to do that. So just keep an eye on it. But like I said, if you see it start filling into this box, just watch how it's going. So $14 could be support if it doesn't want to fill the box right now. Or it could come all the way back down to around $9.75 rough range if it wants to come that low. As far as our what do we want to look at? I'd like to see it hold or suck back up, so let's see how it does towards the end of the day. Overall, we're not looking all that hot at the moment, but let's see how it continues to hold up. Yeah, be watching your downsides in this one. I mean, if you are green, there's always chances to re-enter as you watch and see where it goes and where that strength comes back into. It's one of those things you don't want to be caught just holding this thing forever, for sure. Obviously, there's ways to make money. It has some insane runs that just pop out of nowhere. So that's another thing, but you don't want to just be hoping and waiting for those runs unless it's extra money in your account and you don't care about it. I played a very small position today because I didn't care about that. I just figured, hey, let's see what happens between now and say the end of the day, Tuesday trading. See if anybody wants to pump it up or if they want to bring it down. My losses will be small if it does come even all the way back down to $9. And I won't be rolling in the money either if it runs up. But it's one of those plays that I was willing to take a small risk on just to see what happens. But that's kind of your levels right now is $14, about 10 and a quarter. And then ultimately back around 1956 would be confirming just a little bit of action back up to that upside. We are getting just a little bit close to where I could see a short-term pop. I don't know if it'll hold or not. That's the thing is with having that gap down there. So even our volume profile, we have a gap from $10 all the way back up to I mean, almost $15. So it could be a very quick down if we see $15. And it could be a pretty quick steep drop. So we're at $16.12 right now. Just keep an eye on it as we get closer to this box. 15, like I said, 14, maybe you'll get a little hiccup, but if we get into that volume gap, I think it could be a little bit substantial as far as how quick it moves to the downside to fill that box in. So let's watch and see what happens. The RSI has cooled off quite a bit as far as the longer time frames go. Even the shorter time frames, we're having a little bit of difficulties at the moment. The 4 hour needs to turn around, so we're going to need to see these shorter time frames turn. Maybe it'll happen in the after hours, maybe it won't happen at all. Maybe the run was already here, came and gone, and hopefully you're still green in your position and you can just kind of roll with it. It'd definitely be one that I would not be very risk on. As far as the play goes, I would keep my positions relatively sensible, just so that it's not a painful experience if it does want to fill this gap, and then what happens after the lockup period on Wednesday. So keep an eye on it, but I appreciate you guys coming back and watching another one. I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.